Diana, a picture is worth 1,000 words. What do you got?
Well, that's right, Bill. It took a little longer than expected, but New Jersey now has a budget, as well as some photos to remember the first shutdown in 11 years. In fact, take a look at some of these photos circulating on the internet. Christie and his beach chair popped up just about everywhere. The deal includes about $100 million in spending for public school aid and money to fund social service programs. But overall, the budget wasn't exactly a win for Governor Christie, who was originally pushing to use money from Horizon, Blue Cross, Blue Shield to fund the addiction crisis in the state. Senator Jen Beck gives us her take on the fallout.
I don't understand why other members didn't stand up and say something. I don't even know that I'm clear on why the governor thought this had any merit at all. And maybe most importantly, I think the shutdown was an embarrassment and it was completely avoidable.
Now, a key change for Horizon is this. Horizon's reserves and any excess will be returned to ratepayers. There will also be more transparency about Horizon's executive pay, as well as more public officials added to its board. But the real question from this shutdown, can Governor Christie recover from Beachgate? I spoke to Brent Johnson from NJ Advanced Media, the company that flew the plane over Island Beach State Park and got those now famous photos of the Christies lounging on the beach.
The question around the State House is, will his approval rating go even lower in the wake of these beach photos? He's at about 15 right now, so he still has 15 points to get to zero. He says he doesn't really care about polls and that he doesn't care about political optics. But this, I mean, theoretically it could push his approval ratings down lower, but he only has about 6 months left in office, so there's not a lot of time for it to fall. He could also improve it with something.
It was a surprising turn of events, even for Governor Christie, because, first of all, it was a huge loss for him. So he's trying to spin that it wasn't. The reality is he wanted $300 million for what I call his fake war against addiction, because really all he has done is spent millions of dollars on PR, promoting a 1-800 line that's supposedly helping people, but caller after caller on the radio show tell me that not only does it not work, but they just refer you to another line where you got to get on a list. So nothing has actually changed. And the governor was able to do is somehow pull these two things together, these two unrelated things, Horizon and the budget, and all it resulted in was, 3 days where, well, more spending and several days where you couldn't go to the beach.
This is the last budget that Christie gets to pass, and then he's got a couple more months left to be governor, but he doesn't have any more opportunities like this. So this was his last hurrah, I think, and now he's kind of more of a lame duck.
This was his last attempt to get into single digits on his approval rating. By the way, why does the governor have this big fancy house at the shore anyway?
Unclear.
Honestly,
Unclear.
the state should sell that tomorrow.